Good evening, I'm Matt White and thanks for joining us. Well, chicken is the meat Australians eat the most, but it's also one of the main causes for food poisoning in the country, which is why our food authorities conduct raids on takeaway stores to make sure that there are no hidden nasties. Helen Wellings has more.
This chicken is a death trap.
Barbecue and takeaway chickens under the microscope.
It's frightening what's going on right now with this chicken. It would be in the hospital or be in the toilet, one or the other.
They're keeping it in what we call the temperature danger zone.
This particular chicken, I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole.
We buy $4.5 billion worth of chicken every year and each eat 37 kilos. It's our favourite dish, but it's also the worst culprit when it comes to food poisoning, with 5.4 million of us suffering foodborne illness, costing the nation $1.2 billion.
120 people in Australia die every year from food poisoning.
Incredibly, 486,000 cases are directly linked to chicken. The Food Authority fined Al Muwal Chicken Shop in Marylands in July after finding cooked chicken recorded at 22 degrees. It should be over 60 degrees. This Firebird chicken shop in Manly was serving chicken in the danger zone too, between 40 and 48 degrees, hotbed for bacteria Listeria. Only this month, this chicken shop in Penrith was found with unclean conditions throughout the shop. They've been warned, fined and since cleaned up their act.
I'm just here to do an inspection of your food shop.
The New South Wales Food Authority conduct 61,000 spot inspections like this every year. In this case, the Holroyd Council in Sydney's Greater West are putting the chickens of La Mona takeaway through its paces. Stuart Nunn of Holroyd Council.
Were these just made this morning?
These inspectors are our frontline offence against food poisoning.
What we do see is, on some occasions, foods are undercooked, or alternately foods are prepared in areas that aren't clean, they're not hygienic.
In their sights, dodgy, undercooked chickens. Dangerous, deadly.
Being around 80 degrees is ideal. Thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you.
Lamono pass with flying colours, but not everyone does.
Over 90% of the samples that we took were good and acceptable, so they have got a pretty good record.
Peter Sutherland is the Director of Local Government with the New South Wales Food Authority.
The ones that failed mainly had temperature problems, temperature control problems, or didn't cook the chicken properly.
Australians are eating more and more chickens every year, especially coming under Christmas. Everyone's under the pump with regards to time. Double check, do your homework. Don't buy a dodgy chicken.
How safe is your family when it comes to barbecue and takeaway chickens?
We're looking for above 60 degrees.
Brendan and Nat Bolton run Train to Gain, an online training organisation for food safety supervisors.
There's no pink. You look for any like pink juice that's coming out of the chicken, okay? And if that's happening, well then you know it's not cooked thoroughly. But this looks that's great.
We had them on hand, out to test random barbecued chickens. The majority passed the test.
I'd be very happy to eat this chicken.
Absolutely.
But one failed miserably within minutes of purchase.
This chicken is a health risk and this could kill people. You let this out a little bit more, this baby, you'll be in hospital.
Every chicken has a level of salmonella and E. coli in it, so you need to be really careful with regards to what you're putting on your table. And this chicken is a death trap.
And if a family did tuck into this undercooked chook,
Well, they might be in the hospital tonight.
I know of at least one person who was hospitalised as a result of that meal, and at least 10 that were severely sick throughout the night and the next day.
their wedding guests began the night smiling, drinking and eating. But Angela McPherson has one memory of her special day.
Raw chicken ruined my wedding.
Brad and Angela's dream wedding last February took an unexpected turn midway through the main course. Many of their wedding guests ending up on the floor or in hospital on what was supposed to be their perfect night.
Now, what's the most disappointing thing is when I look back on my wedding day, that's what I remember. I remember my guests being sick, and it really put a damper on it.
The newlyweds know all too well how dangerous underprepared chicken can be. A faulty heating element in the stove at the reception centre at the Caves Beach Resort in New South Wales meant only 2 guests at their wedding received properly cooked chicken. The rest were raw.
So we're just a bit more cautious when we're ordering chicken, whether it be from a restaurant or just somewhere else.
Double check, do your homework. Don't buy a dodgy chicken.
Now to the unusual battle over